John Higgins, Mortgage One. Happy Monday. So, this coming week, the news as far as the economy and inflation and all that is going to be a little bit quiet. Just to kind of recap what we've seen over the last couple of weeks, inflation as a whole is looking pretty good. We've seen some decent inflation numbers, especially on the producer price side. Some of the wage inflation numbers have been pretty good. This last week, we saw the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, a little stickier, a little more stubborn than some of the other numbers. But, all in all, it looks like inflation is starting to cool, at least compared to last year. And that's great news for interest rates. It's not coming down rapidly, but it is a slow and continuing process. So that does bode well as we head into spring, hopefully with lower interest rates, off the peaks. We'll get a few more sellers to market. When we look at where we think rates are going into the summer and that, the Fed is going to meet again in May. That's a couple weeks off, and it looks like at the moment, based on the data, and there's very little data coming out between now and that meeting that would be a momentum shifter. It looks like the Fed's going to raise rates again, probably 25 basis points at this point. And if you follow some of the pundits and that could be the last rate increase that the Fed throws at us in this cycle. So that's good. We've seen basically the most rapid rise in short-term interest rates by the Fed, really probably since the 80s and Fed Volcker, when we saw interest rates peak out into the high teens. So we're not going to see those types of interest rates, but when we look at what happened to mortgage rates last year, certainly things got out of control for the Fed, and it just hammered our rate structure. Now we're on the backside of that hill, coming down nicely, but as we watch where rates go, we're not anticipating any drastic move in rates, but the trend seems to be our friend, and we should start to see lower rates creep down as we head through the spring. So if you have any questions, give me a call. Have a great week.